Welcome to episode 3 of Awaken the High Value Queen. This is your host, Wynel Joy Calling, and my co-host, Cody. I'm the author of Awaken the High Value Queen Within, Heal Your Self-Worth, Embody Authentic Femininity, and Manifest Your True King, The Way of the Empowered Feminine, and my Twin Flame Suspects Diary, an erotic romantic comedy memoir for the spiritual junkies. I'm a former FHM model, real estate broker, turned dating and love coach and relationship expert. I'm also the host of Relationship Advice That Empowers, and I'm also the creator of Date Like a Queen, 30 Days to Reset and Up-Level Your Dating Patterns. So you can go to my website, wyneljoycalling.com, if you want to get those, or if you want to do one-on-one coaching, or join my free membership community on Facebook, and join my members only inner circle. Today's topic is you attract your reciprocal masculine energy. What does that mean? It means if your energy is like if you embody baby girl energy, you're a magnet to sugar daddy energy. But if you want to attract your king energy dream man, you have to embody your queen energy, dream woman energy. Means if you are in your wounded feminine energy, you're gonna attract wounded masculine energy men. If you are in your baby girl energy, you are a magnet to sugar daddy energy men. If you want to attract your empowered king energy dream man, ideal man, you have to then embody your empowered queen dream woman energy. You have to be your own dream woman first and foremost. Okay? Because according to Einstein and all other great men and women in history, this is an energetic universe. Okay? We live in our reality is an energetic universe. Our universe is an energetic universe. You have to think with frequencies and energies, It means, and there's one of the, universal laws is law of resonance or law of attraction, which I wrote about it in my ebook and I discuss it in my video course as well, the Date Like a Queen. Okay, so there's law of attraction or law of resonance. It means we don't attract what we think we want or who we say we want, We attract who we are. It's not your words, it's not your affirmation alone that attracts the kind of man you attract. You can keep on saying, because there are many planes of causation. Your words is one of the causes. Yes, your words can contribute to what you manifest, but aside from your word, there's also your auric field, your body, your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your spirit, your heart. So even if you keep saying, I'm happily married to 6-footer, 6-pack abs, 6-figure earner, millionaire man, even if you keep saying that, keep affirming that with your mantras and affirmation, but if deep down in your heart, in your subconscious mind, and in your ways of being, in your modus operandi, your way of showing up in the world, if those other things are communicating and responding and reacting to life as if you deserve toxic man or losers or narcissist man, guess what you're gonna attract? You're gonna attract what you dominantly embody, what you dominantly think. And a lot of times what we dominantly think, we're not conscious of, We're not conscious that somewhere in our hearts, in our subconscious mind, we feel attraction towards wounded men, towards toxic men, towards non-committal men towards loser men. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. In my life, for example, many years ago, when I wasn't the woman that I am now, I was very much in my wounded feminine, toxic feminine energy. The men I used to be attracted to were the likes of Fatty Wap, tattooed and like bad boy image, gangster, Post Malone, tattooed, it's like it's like it's almost like they don't like their own face, that they have to tattoo it, they have to hurt themselves to hurt their body, and these were the kind of men I used to be attracted to, and even and sometimes I would date men if I saw that the man was, had a good job, good stable job. He dressed well and behaved like a gentleman. I just wasn't attracted to them. If a man talked about commitment on the first date, I would lose attraction for them right away, because I was commitment phobic myself. I was not in touch with my inner worthiness that I deserve the whole feast, I was excited by breadcrumbs, I was excited by non-committal men. I was excited by by men that was not ready to commit. I was excited by breadcrumbs. I was excited by attention from cute, good-looking bad boy men, And if some man would talk to me about marriage and commitment and all that on the first date, and I would get turned off right away. And there were also men that, they were so into me in the beginning, and I wasn't that into them. But when they started becoming cold or becoming absent, no longer chasing me, no longer pursuing me, I would then feel attraction for them. I was attracted to absence. I was attracted to unsafety. I was not attracted to stability. I was not attracted to commitment. I was not attracted to men wanting to give me the whole feast. I was attracted to men giving me the breadcrumbs, or sometimes I wouldn't be attracted to a man, but if he started to talk to me about his wounds, about how his parents were not treating him well or hurting him and all that, I would feel attraction towards them. I was trauma bonding, because I had all those wounds within myself as well. I was bonding with them through our shared wounds, through our own wounded energies, And that is why, and often those relationships don't work, It's like two broken people trying to find wholeness from each other, trying to derive and or even steal or take away or force wholeness from another person. And that's not, in a healthy relationship, that doesn't work. That's not fair. A healthy, empowered relationships are composed of two people who are healthy and whole on their own, or at least working on growing to become whole on their own while in the relationship, But two broken people trying to become whole through another person, trying to source their wholeness from another person, that doesn't work. Okay? You have to source wholeness and power and love from within yourself, and once that love within yourself overflows, that's when you can share with another person. You share from your overflow. Healthy, empowered people share love from the overflow that they feel from within themselves. They source love from within themselves, and the overflow they share with other people. Wounded, toxic people, they lack love within themselves, so they're trying to get love from another person, which is not fair, which is not fair and doesn't work. Doesn't work in the short term, doesn't work in the long term. You know? So, yeah, you attract what you embody. You attract people who are energetic match to you, who are energetic match to your dominant energy, to your level of your self-worthiness. So if you have really low self-worth, you're gonna attract and be attracted to men who have equally low self-worth. You're gonna try to take and source love from him. He's gonna do the same to you, and when you can't give it to each other, or you refuse to give it to each other, you're gonna get mad, you're gonna get upset, and you're gonna hurt each other. That's what happens to a lot of people. I used to be that woman. That's why I know. I was deriving love and validation and feeling good from a man, even from sex, because I didn't feel good within myself. I was so wounded and toxic. I was not in touch with my power. I didn't feel good within myself. So I was trying to take it and source it from men that I found attractive, good-looking men, or rich men, or men with a lot of money, even though they were doing shady businesses to get the money. I was that kind of woman, But now, I have learned to tap into my power, to source love from within myself, from God, and from within myself. I'm overflowing with self-love now, that I don't care if I have a man or not. I still feel that desire to share my overflow of love to the right man, to a man who feels aligned in all ways, to a man who's a whole body yes. I don't want to commit to a man, because this time, when I commit this time, I'm committing for life. I don't want to hurt any man anymore. I don't want to abandon any man anymore. I don't want to betray any man anymore. I've been there, and to be honest, it hurt me more to hurt other people than them hurting me. Really, them hurting me, I could easily forget. I could easily forgive. People hurting me, I could easily process within myself and forgive them. But me hurting other people, betraying a person who cared about me and whom I cared about, that really hurt. It that's why I don't want to do that anymore. That's why now my intention and desire is to only commit to a man that I feel he's my whole body yes, whole heart, mind, body, soul, spirit yes. Until I meet a man who feels that much aligned, I'm not committing to no one, and I'm okay without a man. I don't need the validation of having a man. I don't need the attention from a man. I'm giving all that love and attention and validation to myself, and from God. I'm getting all that from God as my source, and my heart as my source. My spirit, my soul as source. So yeah, you get the reciprocal. So if you want to attract your ideal man, okay, your dream man, you know who his dream woman, ideal woman is? The right man for you, your king, your ideal man, your dream man, his dream woman is you, but the dream woman version of yourself, not the wounded version of you. Okay? Not the toxic version of you. Okay? That's why you don't need to fear, you don't need to be scared that that no man is gonna love you, that there's no man for you, because there is a man for you. If the desire is in your heart to have a man, it means the desire pre-exists in reality. Okay? The man, your ideal man, pre-exists in reality. But the woman who has that kind of empowered love and relationship and ideal man, is dream man, the the version of you who's in a really happy, healthy, harmonious relationship with his dream man, his king, with her dream man, her king, is not the same as the woman that you are now who doesn't have him. Okay? So, if you want to attract your dream man, your king energy man, you have to become your own dream woman first. And to help you become your own dream woman, you can start the least expensive way to start becoming your own dream woman is my ebook, Awaken the High Value Queen Within. And the next least expensive way and fastest way is to watch my video course, Date Like a Queen, 30 days to reset and up-level your dating patterns. If you want to release all the wounded parts of you finally and tap into your queen energy, your power, your authentic femininity, your queen power, and embody it so that you become your own very own dream woman, and that becomes your new operating system or modus operandi or way of being and way of showing up in the world and in your dating life. Read my ebook or watch my video course, Date Like a Queen, or work one-on-one with me, or join my group coaching program, my members only inner circle, where you get one-on-one and group coaching with me. And do you know how you know that you are not in your power, that you are not in your queen energy, that you are in your wounded feminine energy? One way you can know that is by looking at the men that you have been dating or men that you've been attracting or attracted to. If you've been dating and attracting wounded toxic men, it's because somewhere deep inside you believe that's what you deserve. You deserve the crumbs, just like the past version of myself. Okay? There's a part of you that you're not aware of that believes that's what you deserve. Okay? And in my course and in my coaching, that's what we're gonna unearth from within you. That's what we're gonna process and identify it within you so that you can release it. Okay? And when you release it, that's when you can embody your authentic feminine queen energy power. Okay? And when you embody your authentic empowered queen feminine energy power, that's when you can show up in your dating life as her, and you're gonna give and source love from God and from within yourself, and from your overflow, that's what you're gonna share with the men, with the lucky men that are gonna be in your rotational dating, in the rotation of men that you're auditioning, that you're vetting. Okay? So look at the men, look at the kind of men that you're dating. What are they like? Newsflash, relationships are just mirror and are just messengers of our own level of self-worthiness. Okay? So if you're attracting men who aren't treating you right, it's because somewhere deep inside you believe you deserve to be not treated right. Okay? So before, when I was not yet in my power, if a man, attractive man, if, for example, a man with a lot of money and good looking and tall and fit, if he misbehaved, or if he'd be inconsistent, or would not show up for 5 weeks and then chase me again, would be absent and no contact 5 weeks and then chase me again, flirt with me again, go out on dates with me again. When I was still in my wounded feminine energy, I would put up with that crap. I would put up with that bullshit, you know. I I felt like I would rather have breadcrumbs to prove to this man that I truly love him, that I'm the woman for him, you know. I was the one trying to prove my worth and myself to the man just because he had some traits that I found attractive, you know, just because he had money, he was paying for dates, he had six-pack abs, you know, things like that. He was tall. But now that I'm in my queen power, even if a man just misbehaves just a little bit on text, I stop replying. I call it auto ghosting. You know, I'm an advocate for auto ghosting. Auto ghosting means you disappear from a man's life without saying goodbye, without explanation, because having to say goodbye, that takes a lot of time and energy. And if a man is not treating you properly, he doesn't even deserve explanation or goodbye. He doesn't deserve one more second of your time and attention and energy. Okay? Now it's like you snooze and I'm easy to lose, you know. If a man snoozes, I'm easy to lose, you know. It's like I deserve the best. I deserve only the best. I'm not gonna put up with bullshit, you know. For example, the other day, there's a guy who asked to take me out on lunch. Okay, and I said yes. I said, okay, I want to go lunch to this place, somewhere near me, walking distance from me. And then he was like, oh, can we go somewhere near this place because I'm walking there now? I was like, you asked me to go on a date with me and you're gonna prioritize your convenience over mine? That's not the man for me. My husband would never do that. So I stopped replying. And then another guy asked me to, I think, lunch also. Asked me to have lunch with me. So again, I gave the place that I felt like going to lunch with him at, which is near me. The same thing, you know, he asked if we could go another place. Because he said I live in Makati, so I gave a place somewhere near me in Makati, and he said, can we meet at SM Aura because I have to go there? And I was like, okay, do your thing in SM Aura, we can meet another time, you know. And then he was like, can we just have coffee? Can we just have coffee because my stomach is upset, blah blah blah. I was like, I'm busy today, let's do it another time, I said. But I'm already losing interest to meet with them, you know. And so after a few hours, he was like, how are you, what are you doing? I didn't reply anymore because I didn't feel like it. The self-respecting, high self-valuing queen version of me didn't feel like those men deserve any more of my time or energy or attention. So I stopped replying. You know, I was like, if this man misbehaves like this, trying to breadcrumb me from day one, what's this man gonna do if we're married, you know? I just know deep down inside my queen heart that my husband would never do that. My husband would value the time and attention and energy that I am willing to share with him on day one date. Okay, and he would not prioritize his convenience over mine. He'd feel so privileged that I even said yes to a date with him, that he's gonna, you know, is gonna take me where I feel like going. And yeah, so many years ago, during my wounded feminine era, I would probably, you know, try to accommodate the man, over accommodate, you know, try to prove the somehow attractive man that I'm easy to be with, I'm accommodating, you know, like I would prove my worthiness to the man with over accommodating them. And I'm not like that anymore because I've tapped into my queen power. And high value woman who's tapped into her own power, she doesn't desperately need a man, but she's not gonna lower her standard just to have a man. She's not gonna compromise her boundaries just to have a man. The high value queen, she's okay being on her own. Okay, she's okay being on her own because she is full of love from within herself. She's sourcing love from God from within herself. From a dog, you can get a dog. There are studies that says that having a dog is equivalent to having to something like, I saw an article where it says that having a dog is equivalent to having like 70,000 pounds more in income, in terms of happiness, in quality of life. And I believe that, I believe that truly my dog is my source of my good hormones, oxytocin, dopamine. Even my nervous system regulation. I'm an advocate for getting a pet dog, or a pet cat, but pet dogs are the best. So yeah, or any pet that you love and love you, that's a if you're able to source love and connection from sources like this, you are less likely to try to desperately need and get that from a man, So yeah, I'm an advocate for having pets, especially pet dogs. And yeah, the high value queen woman, she's so tapped into her power. She knows her power. That's why she knows she has the creative ability, creative power to create the kind of life and love and relationship that she desires. If the desire is in your heart, then that's confirmation that it's going to happen. Okay? Whatever you authentically desire in your heart, it means you won't desire it if it doesn't already exist in another reality. I can go deep with this, which I went deep with this in my video course, Date Like a Queen, and in my coaching. There's what you call parallel universes or parallel realities. Okay, we exist in this reality, but we also have parallel realities, because the reality that we see is like very minuscule compared to the real reality. Our five senses are very limited to perceive the whole of reality. We're perceiving very little portion of the limitless reality in the universe. Okay, so we have parallel realities, and in our parallel realities, we already have all the desires that we desire now. Okay, all the desires, authentic desires in our hearts, we already have it in a parallel reality, and that's why you are desiring it now. Okay, you are desiring these desires now because you already have it in another reality, in a parallel reality. Okay, because you cannot crave pizza if you've never had pizza before. You crave pizza. You cannot crave ice cream you cannot crave chocolate ice cream if you've never had chocolate ice cream before. You cannot crave strawberry ice cream if you've never had strawberry ice cream before. The reason you are craving a healthy, happy, harmonious love and relationship with a man is because in your parallel reality, you already know what it's like. You're already experiencing it. Okay? The desire pre-exists in another reality, in a parallel reality. Okay? The thing is that the magic about living in this reality that we have now is it's like a video game, If everything was easy, it's gonna be a boring video game. Have you played Sims? I've played Sims, and if I play Sims and I don't use cheat codes, I work my way up to enrich my sim character. I'm more engaged to play the Sims, It's more enjoyable. But of course, I sometimes use a little bit cheat code, there's like in between. There's in between where you use a little bit of cheat code. That's the best way for me to enjoy the video game, when there's like a little bit of cheat code, but not everything cheat code. When everything cheat code, it gets boring. The game gets boring. And in life, it's the same. If if we can easily manifest whatever you desire, it's gonna be a boring reality. You know, the reason we came into this reality is so that we can have fun, like in a video game, you know, so we can, you know, work our way to get our desires, to win our prize, you know, to up level our avatar, our character, our video game character, which is this, you know, to up level our operating system, our modus operandi. So most people are playing without cheat codes at all. You know, they're on hard mode. You know, most women are dating without any cheat code. They're on super hard mode, super challenging mode. When you get coaching from me, or read my ebook, or study my course, watch my video course, Date Like a Queen, it's like having a little bit of cheat code, but not all, you know, so that you play the game on easy mode, you know, but still enjoyable, because there are still challenges, you know, there are still challenges to overcome and to, you know, to grow for, to be creative for, to use your creative powers for. There are still such challenges, you know, but you are equipped with all these upgraded tools, you know, some cheat codes and upgraded tools when you study my video course, or read my ebook, or do one-on-one coaching with me. So yeah, the reason you are craving whatever you're craving, the reason you have authentic desire for a man, for a happy love life, marriage, is because in a parallel reality, you already have it. And so the game of this reality of this life is how to match your character now, how to up-level your character now, so that it matches the energy of the woman in your parallel reality who already has everything that she authentically desires. The man, the money, the impact, the whatever, the love, the children, the marriage, the happy, healthy, harmonious marriage, power couple, your king, your dream man. You know, how to up-level your character in this video game reality to the character who has the same energy as the version of you in that parallel reality who already has everything that you desire right now. Okay, remember that everything you desire right now in your heart, authentically, you desire them because you already have them in another parallel reality. It's pre-existent. And the fastest way to get them is by upgrading, up-leveling your character, your energy, so it matches that woman. You know? And one way to do that is by coaching with me, or read my ebook, or watch my video course, Date Like a Queen. What else? Yeah, so if you have a if you are meeting a lot of like fuck boys, ask yourself, am I exuding an energy that I'm attracted to fuck boys, that fuck boys think I'm sexually available to them easily? You know, ask yourself, do you have that energy in you? Because there are women that they're simply not magnets to fuckboys, and there are women that they're magnet to fuckboys. So ask yourself why. It's all in your energy, you know, it's all in your energy. So it's your choice. You have to choose powerfully. Are you gonna keep vibing, exuding the wounded feminine energy that's a magnet to the wounded masculine energy, toxic man, the fuck boys, or the baby girl energy that's a magnet to sugar daddy who's not good looking and that you don't authentically feel like kissing? Are you going to stay there, or are you going to claim your queen, dream woman power and be her now in this reality? Okay, so this is Vinyl Joy calling, and my co-host Cody Love. Thank you for watching. I hope you got value out of this. I love you. I see you. You are beautiful and you are powerful. And it's a joy and passion of mine to guide you to tap into your own power, to see your own power and to tap into your own power and to embody your own unique, powerful queen, dream woman energy. Thank you, Mama. Woo!